Ready, set, go. Bink. Yeehaw. How about you? Come on. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out on a chilly day. What does we got here? We got 28.5 degrees here in West Hampton Beach. I'm your... Yeah, it's blowing a little bit out there.
West Hampton.
I'm your host, Bart Burke. Welcome to the Happy Oyster Show. We got TJ in the house.
Morning, everybody.
Skipper T. Skipper T is all happy because the Patriots won. It was a very uneventful Super Bowl. In fact, I personally think it was one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. It was absolutely B.O. double boring.
Spoken really from the real, true sports athlete that you are, football fan that you are.
That is true. Calvin's got negative 27.
Oh.
That's a little chilly. That's a little chilly. I did stick a thermometer in the bay today just to start documenting what the actual temperature is because we got a whole bunch of good stuff coming up. We had an extremely productive week, and thanks so much for tuning in on a Saturday morning. We got Freddie, the Angry Bayman, is in the house as well. There he is over there on his little seat. We got all kinds of good stuff, and I'm going to hand this over to TJP.
And you got to turn it around so I can look at you and not look at yourself.
No, oh, you don't like looking at me? What do you want to do? Oh, like this way. You want it like that. There we go.
So I'm filming you guys, not me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need that.
You're looking good, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks. You want me to put it in this or not?
No, I'm going to hold it.
You're going to hold it?
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Now, there was complaints last week of regards to microphone and whatnot.
Okay, and that's down here on my right side.
Well, no, meaning don't hold it there or whatever?
Right.
Yeah, I guess. On the other side of the coin, too, is that get closer. So, like, Freddie is not going to be able to be heard. Let's try to do it at about a double
I'll get as close
reach.
as I can, yeah.
Double arm reach, all right? Where did I put my notes?
On the desk.
All right. Productive, very productive week. We actually got a logo and business cards up, and we were going to share that with you a little bit later on. We kind of looked at outside of the box. I hate using outside the box, right? You know why? Because guys like you and me were really never in the box to begin with. You know what I mean?
I want to stay out of the box.
Yeah, me too. I want to stay out of the box or sell myself. But also, you're going to go over the logo later and where that's going to evolve, right?
Yeah, we're going to get into that whole thing, that Bordy Barn, just history of, and...
Oh, no.
Not
Why are you going with that?
Well, it is very similar to...
Yeah, okay. I didn't know you were doing this, okay.
It is, but again, on the other side of the coin, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. When you think about what the Bordy Barn does for society and for health and for how much and everything, they're good. They are good. They make you happy. You're happy when you go to the Bordy Barn, Tony Joe. You got to admit.
Hey, fans, let it be known I've never been there. It's part of my thing. I'll never be there. Freddie, how about you?
Very happy.
I've been there many years ago. Every time I went in there, I got into a fight.
Were you happy? Were you happy there?
When I walked out and I kicked some asshole's ass, I was very
All right,
happy.
all right. So, all
Angry
right.
David, there it is. Even Angry David was laughing. All right, so
We'll come to that.
Little tease, okay? Little tease.
In live streaming, everybody, it's the first I heard of this approach, too, so.
Well, hey, you know, it's my
Hey,
show.
nothing.
I can do
Exactly.
I'm the producer, and I can do whatever I want. Anyway, we got Flopsy going on, not the norm. Mo Cages, Mo Cages. We built up a table, which I'm going to come to first right off the bat, because Freddie was involved in that. And then we're going to get into Flopsy, too. We secured some... I guess the way we should do it, old business, DEC update. Of course, last week was the first part of the February week. They emailed back. Very nice, thank you very much, Mr. DEC. They are concluding, wrapping up all the updated permits for the year of 2019, and now new permits are coming up, of
18.
which they are, what?
Wrapping up 2018.
2018's renewals for 2019's go-ahead. And then the brand new permits for 2019 are going to be on the list, and we are on, I don't want to say the top of the list, but we are up there on the list. Again, squeaky wheel gets the grease. These guys are working hard, and I just hats off to the DEC. So that's our DEC update. It's getting exciting though. You can feel it. I can feel the energy. I can feel it. All I look at is cages and stuff. And we talk about Flopsy. We also procured our seed situation. We got a couple of different deliveries of seed. The same different sizes of seed that are coming at different times, and we're working with a Flopsy. We're going to have access to a Flopsy, which is going to be really, really nice. A Flopsy is we'll get into that in a minute. Very excited about that. So seed situation is under control. Cages, figuring it all out, and that's really where a lot of our time is being spent. Although we had a couple of field trips today, we went to the New Harbor Freight in town. That was kind of neat. So anyway, one of the big productive things that we did this week was Fred, in his infinite wisdom and all the people that he knows.
Tell him why though, and where you saw it.
Oh, the spinner?
In the production shop.
In the production shop at Ketchum that we went on our field trip.
Ketchum Supply.
Ketchum Supply in New Bedford, Massachusetts. They invited us to go over there and check out their shop, and that's kind of where the shear came into the play again. And I came back and said, Fred, we got to get a Lazy Susan thing. Now, those guys had ones where you could raise and lower it. We don't raise and lower ours. Ours is fixed. You know what? We'll keep our eye out for a barber pole chair, but ours is pretty good. It works really good. Let me give you a little demo. The cost of our table. This is the best part of the whole thing. And Fred, the angry Maven smiles. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. It's all about tightwad. There he is. I got a book for you, as a matter of fact. When I find
Oh, please. I think I burned them.
You would love that.
I think I burned them.
Did you? Anyway, so we got an old axle from a boat trailer, right?
Because we wanted the bearing in the hub.
And we took we cut it in half, cut the axle in half, and took it and undid the tire and whatnot. And then we just used the actual hub itself and the spinner part. You're gonna have to get here, Keith. There's the hub. There's the money of the whole thing right here, folks. Right here. We got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of these, by the way.
4 3/8 bolts and washers.
$1 a piece at the hardware. So we got $4 into this thing.
Oh, what happened there?
Because you don't have it there. Yeah. There's the axle. And then that's coming down here to this part here, to this split axle. Back up. This part here, and around the junkyard and said, oh, look at that. It's already made up and ready for us. Again, hey, reduce, reuse. It is an old truck rim.
No, it's
dually.
It's a brake drum.
Brake drum.
From like a giant Mack truck.
And then they had this was already on. This piece here was all there. It was all there at the junkyard. We didn't even have to make that part.
Somebody had a grinder on it.
It was a grinder, and they had it
grinder,
stuck
yeah.
in the here, a
Right.
piece of tubing under there. So we kind of modified a little bit.
We welded a piece of bed frame in there, so it made it V-shaped, and that allows the axle to slide in, and then the nut and the bolt tightens up on it. So this is removable. If we loosen this bolt up over here, we can pull the top out and we can put it out of the way or whatever.
Or if we wanted to even put it up a little bit, we could probably jack it up if we put this little shim stock or something underneath there or whatever. We can adjust it. It's just going to take us a little bit.
Yeah, and the top is from an old wire spool.
From like
Con Ed?
The old power company.
Power company.
We used to play on those as a kid. That was our toy in the neighborhood. Walk around the neighborhood on those things.
That's right.
Hours and hours of entertainment.
Oh, we had one. I think every kid had some of these.
Not the kids nowadays. They don't even know what it is.
Oh, they don't know what it is.
All right, I'll
So,
stay here.
no, stay where you are, T. Back up a little bit.
I'm gonna go over here.
So anyway, this thing really can book it, man. I mean, this is, get a couple of beers in you and really get that thing going, huh?
Nice carousel.
No? What do you think, Fred? You're the first to get on there?
I think when you have a party, you just use it outside for a table.
Throw a tablecloth.
Dim sum. Spin it. Drag it. Get your drink before it hits the floor. Get your food.
Hey, you want the dip? Here you go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't they have that sushi
Dim
meal
sum.
or something
Dim
like
sum.
that?
Dim sum is where you go in. Dim sum where they have you spin it
Hey,
and
you
you.
know what? Great minds, man.
Hey, oysters. Try the different oysters.
Yeah. You know what?
So here's the.
No, here's the other part. Here's the part. Here's the bottom because that's coming up here in a second.
Oh, okay.
So there's the whole reason why we got it on here is that we're setting up different ones and we're building now. I got a whole bunch of these. Behind Tony is a whole bunch of these bottoms. The bottoms have the leg and the
Yeah, let me see the legs again, your angle.
the leg, the body, and the center. That's the bottom tray.
Right.
And then the top tray, which is what we're about to make, and we're making right now.
Welcome soundtrack.
What happened? Oh, you don't have to speak it, yell into the thing. You could just say it. There you go there. So the top is coming up onto here. And then you have a lid, which is, these are already made up, but I got a whole bunch more. Lids are over there. So you got the little smorgasbord, the lineup going on, the Henry Ford assembly line. Got the lids, we got some centers, we got the hooks, and we got legs and center dividers for ones with legs. Those are different dividers. The lid is going to go onto there like that. We're going to be able to assemble. Now, the purpose of the table is because that when you're working on like this corner here, you used to spin
With the tool.
what's that? Oh, the tool.
The tool.
With the tool going to here,
Putting the C-rings on.
and you want to go to this one, you used to have to spin the whole shoot match, but here you can just spin it to here, wherever you gotta go.
I'm just trying to show them the C rings.
Yeah. Hog rings.
Right, hog rings.
Whatever.
Hog race.
Yeah.
I showed them this.
Yeah.
I showed them.
But that's the idea, that's the whole point, to be able to revolve the cage without picking it up and revolving it by hand every time.
It's better on your body, it's better on the cage actually, because you're not rubbing, your cage isn't
Yeah.
rubbing. Take that one away from me.
You're not rubbing the wire.
So we got this one just going along here pretty good. We're just putting the center in this, and that's the first step, is that you gotta get your center in first. Fred's going over to the computer.
Yeah, he could be our responder.
We should talk about the haters, but so A
Tell
and B.
him to shuck off.
Tell them to shuck off, Tom? Is that
Yeah,
what
tell
you
him to
said?
shuck off.
Nice, Tom. So you get the idea that this thing is valuable. If my compressor turns on, we'll turn it off real quick. But then you're gonna come over to this side, right? And here comes your corner. I need my grip. If you're doing this stuff, having the right here. Beautiful. So having the right tool is really, really nice. Quickie here, just boom to boom. You're gonna be able to hold it
Big
together.
crochet needle.
You know, you can hold it together. So now I'm going
Maybe
to
I'll
here,
zap your.
right here.
I love technology.
So much better having a camera person see. Whoops, am I out of bullets? Nope. That was a little loose. That one didn't go on right.
That would probably pierce my ear, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Or anything else you got? I think I'm running out of the air. That's why it's a little weak. But you get the idea, and then so then you can just go to the next one, and it can keep on spinning it right around. This table is going
Saves
to be
time.
a very valuable piece of equipment.
You gonna put a little paint on it, a little weatherproof paint or sealant or something? Keep
I
it
don't know.
sturdy.
I like the El Natural. I like the El Natural.
Just recommend like weight, shabby chic.
El Natural. I like that. All right. So anyway, so here's where we're going. We're getting close to being able to actually have like somebody and hire somebody and train them, because we do have an actual procedure. You know, coming out of my old job, everything was a beep of the procedure. I used to get, the employees used to bitch at me.
Well, which old job now? Go back, because now you're losing
What do you
some.
mean, my old job? You know, my old job, my past life.
Was that the bike shop or was that the foreman?
Oh no, that was the bike shop. That was my past life. I was just a kid, to be honest. All right, so we cut out all of those other ones. So like we talked about, one piece. How do we get it to this thing here? This is pretty neat.
The C ring probably is a bigger version of a surgery staple.
Hog ring.
The hog ring.
Hog ring and some hogs. So there's your piece of cut out. And if you look here, we got these all bent up. See how this is bent over so that we have a nice edge here. Right, all right. Again, we've shown this like 10 times or so, but I don't know if
Any new viewers, keep them up to date.
I showed the actual big bender in operation. Over here is probably going to be best. So anyway, you're gonna hook these bad boys into here like that, into here, into here, into here. Watch your head take. Just in case. And this is coming at a 90. Like that.
Saver.
Like that.
Talk about a time saver.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
having
The right tool for the right job.
Right. Anyway, this another one.
When I go to see if I can't count sheep, I count. Right
This
tool.
is good that you're actually seeing this operation in on this side, isn't it, Tom?
It's fantastic. It's
fantastic. You're always coming by or in and out of the garage, and you see me, and you're always wondering. You actually watch and see what actually happens by putting you behind
Yes,
it.
have me stay here and
Having you
watch.
stay there and keep it steady. All right. So you get
Thank you, Artie.
What's that?
Artie just asked everyone to give a thumb.
So like this,
Oh.
and then this is gonna. Right, it's like
Zero thumbs down though.
make a
Woohoo! We like that.
box. It's all right. Pete,
Where's he from?
I don't know. So one piece, right? Boom. Thanks for staying with us, guys. You know, thanks. Oh, it's haters. I gotta go into haters a little bit.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we go to haters, Ambrose just signed in from Helsinki, Finland.
Helsinki, Finland.
Ambrose.
Yeehaw.
What's your temperature there, Ambrose, from Finland?
Chilly.
Celsius or Fahrenheit? We're Fahrenheit kind of people.
I want to go to Finland.
And sound is in Helsingborg, soundtrack of our lives.
Okay. And
In Sweden, sound has 7 Celsius.
nice. 7 Celsius.
Finland has cool boats.
They don't pay their boat that grows on the bottom.
No, they don't.
Oh, that's a wrong. I almost screwed it
Oh,
up.
+3,
Why?
wow.
I almost missed one. You know, your eyes go a little kooky. I am not gonna lie. We're doing this stuff all day long.
They don't.
Mink oil and waterproof it, right?
Okay, so there you have it. There's your one piece. Obviously, you trim it up by putting it together and hogging it. You got to get the center from over there. Cool, right?
Plastic.
Now you know. Inspiring minds. Oh, getting 10 setups, A and B, out of a roll, plus a little bit, enough left over for a screw up or two.
And what's our cost per piece versus buying it from a supplier?
Oh, I'm not sure what the suppliers charge. I really don't. That's their business, whatever they make it for.
They look professional, John, because they've copied. They're not recreating the wheel. They've looked at what they're doing, and he just said they look very John Baca, very professional.
Thank you very much. We got a lot of time into it, a lot of design action. They work. If anybody needs help with theirs, by all means, hit us up.
That's part of the why we're boring you with this right now, is because this show is basically what we're doing is we're trying to help people to know exactly what's involved with doing this
And what it takes.
and what it takes to do it. Because people get these harebrained ideas that they're gonna do it, and then when they realize what it takes to do it, they can't do it. And then even after they actually do, some of them get it together, they realize how much work that it takes to do it, actual time going out on the water and whatever has to be done, and going out on shitty days when the wind is blowing and there's ice freezing on your head,
Yeah.
that they give up.
Boom.
They're done.
That's when it gets good.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that have started but they're not getting nothing out of it. They're done.
And that's why Freddie's going to have his ice boat being pulled behind the boat. That way they can play with the oysters and play with the ice boat.
That's it, man. You know, when you're tired, just get on that. All right.
All fun and happy.
So what else? Where did we go? How many times? How much? Where are we at?
20 minutes?
Oh, security. Oh, you were asking 10. We're getting roughly 10 setups, about 20 trays, 10 total setups. That includes the lids, the covers, the legs. Yeah, this whole thing right there. Bang. There's a complete setup. Getting 10 per roll. And that's with enough room for a little screw up. A roll of this stuff is roughly, I've paid as much as and as little as, but a general rule is about $400 a roll. Delivery is extra, depending upon whatever you're gonna do. How you're getting it, or if you're gonna go and get it, or if you're gonna have it delivered, or how far away you are. Delivery's a whole nother ballgame. They weigh about 250 pounds, I'm guessing on that. I don't know exactly. Oh, haters, gotta go over the haters. Haters, love you guys. Mwah. Keep on coming. The Bike Man thing is done. That was the past history. It's done, it's finished. Don't even bother. But if you want to come over and use the shield and try to make me feel like a piece of crap, by all means, love to have you. Bring it on home because I get charged when that happens.
And if I might,
I have a very thick skin, so I really.
Oh my God.
On the other hand, all right. Now don't make fun of Fred, all right?
Freddie and I are in the same boat. I know it's like.
I want to retaliate, so bring it on.
And you know what? I got to impart on that too about the haters. And you know what? Everyone saw my hat today. And you know what? As the leader of the team, as a Patriot, Tom Brady says, it's like, we love the haters because they motivate us. But the reality is they love everybody. We love everybody. And people have got to look in the mirror and realize who's the real hater.
And I comment back to you haters that, you know, XO. I make a little bit of fun. Don't let the door hit you on the way out and everything else. And they say that I'm unsubscribing. This is boring. Well, you know what? Don't broadcast it to me, man. I really, you know what?
We don't care.
See ya.
We're having a good time. We
Haters
don't care.
hate and creators create. I'm creating, man. I'm having
right.
the time of my life.
Exactly.
And I really don't give a rat's ass if you don't like it. So, bye-bye. All right?
Tell us how you really feel.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
that simple, man.
That's it.
And make sure you tell all your friends about what an asshole, what a jack, what a schmuck, what a, you know, that I just unsubscribed to. All right?
Exactly,
Make sure you
John
tell your
Baca.
friends that.
My
Make
new
sure you
name
tell-
is Bozo.
Yeah, make sure you tell. You unsubscribed. And then-
Love rules, love prevails. So you know what?
Absolutely.
Next.
All right, enough of that. Enough of haters. They had enough time. But again, guys, don't worry about the haters. If you're a creator, just keep on creating. Don't worry about the haters. The people that say you can't, the hell with it, man.
Motivation,
Do
you
it.
can.
Do it, baby. You can do it. I'm having the time of my life. I tell you that. Secured seed. Ding, ding, ding. I guess we're up to the part of the logo. Oh, maybe Flopsy. Let me go over Flopsy real quick.
Where do you want me?
Where you are.
Absolutely right, soundtrack. And you know what? Make love, not war, and love will prevail. People have got to wake up and smell the coffee.
We had 50-degree weather a couple of days, even more than that, and now it's down freezing. It's cold. All right, Flopsy. Here comes Flopsy. This is a big barrel. There's little baby oysters go in here. And when I say baby, I mean really baby. Sorry about that. You can see how the fine mesh. Is that going to stay there? Just.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just I'll tell you exactly how fine that mesh is.
Again, the small seeds, baby seeds, and the Flopsy. And the Flopsy is an acronym shortened for
Floating upweller, something. I don't know. We have procured seeds.
A,
We're gonna get 100. We're gonna get 100,000
B.
at this size, T.
They start in A,
Here you go.
then they'll go to B.
Here.
Okay, and this is that, what size is that, 20?
That's 20 to 25 millimeter. This is the 100,000 that's coming from Karen
Okay, that's a
on
seed.
July the 1st.
Oh, you
or
said that?
thereabouts.
Oh, you said that?
Thereabouts.
Okay. All right, that's good to know.
Okay, so there it is. There's
Actually,
what
I
we're gonna
might put a
get.
20 on that.
Okay. Now the next one, 100,000 or thereabouts. These are 2 millimeter.
That's 2 milliliter with the size that's going in the Flopsy.
Okay. Now,
It's gonna be too-
will these go through here? Yes.
Yep.
This screen is too much
Too big.
at this size. What size is this screen, you ask? Now, here comes the part about densities and where you're going and what's going on, okay? This is kind of important. I've gone over this a couple of times.
Would my little plastic one from Harbor Freight do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
But not as small?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. You just have to learn how to read it, that's all. It's called a vernier caliper. This is just a digital caliper. Okay, so here you go. There's 13 millimeters, 12 and a half this way, right? This way here, which is, 20 millimeters. You got the numbers and whatnot, right? Everything's good? Okay.
Yep.
So you get the,
Go.
it's got to come up.
They were
in a
going
second.
back.
Here, right? Boom. 12 millimeter. Okay, you gotta get up. You gotta get it, keep it
Excellent.
up high. So you got 12 millimeters diagonally on there. Roughly, that shell that I just showed you is what's gonna go directly into here. It doesn't have a chance to go through, to grow through.
It'll stay safe in there.
Roughly double the size of the square is the size of the oyster that should go into there. Same thing true on here. Now this mesh here, you know why this is going bad on me as my battery is dying. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a shot in between there. Okay. That is exactly 1.96. This is a 2 millimeter mesh on there.
1.96.
Okay.
So you need it smaller.
But we need it smaller, right? Roughly, we would want this, like half of this. Now, you see this little problem here? This is, you see this? See that? See that right there? Right there.
Escape hatch.
Oh boy, and they will. Those little, they don't
They're
have
live,
legs.
they're live animals. They're live animals.
Yeah, but they don't have legs and they don't move. But I tell you what, a whole bunch of them are gonna get out of that little hole right there, especially when they're little. So we have to make sure of what we're doing here with
Free
our
Willy.
Flopsy and our maintenance and whatnot. So we're probably gonna replace this. But here's the situation of what a Flopsy is. It has a hole here, pipe is here. Okay, the water is gonna come up through the bottom and out through the pipe.
Upweller.
Up through the bottom and out through the pipe. Now what's powering this is an ice eater, and this is sitting in the water on a floating dock, and they're all inside of there. And you come by here every once in a while and you give it a little swisheroo, and this is called Flopsy maintenance and a whole nother dig, and we'll worry about that later. This is kind of brand new for us this week. This is part of the productive part that we're able to have a Flopsy that we're going to be able to utilize and play with, and got a couple of barrels. Not the whole Flopsy, just part of the Flopsy is going to be helpful for us. We're not ready for our own Flopsy yet. We're working on a new design, and now I'm going to turn it over to Fred on that one. Fred's got an idea that I think might work and maybe work, and we're talking about solar power. We went over to the New Harbor Freight, and there's been talk about these things called Blopsies, and we're talking about maybe making a Blopsy.
Yeah, I don't like the design of the old thing because it's too much hands-on, because the oysters are just basically laying in there with the water filtering through them. I want to build something that can stir the oysters up and keep them kicking around and suspended at all, so they're not just laying around, and that's going to keep the algae dirt from growing on them as quick. It's going to reduce the amount of times you got to go down there and pick them up, look at them, play with them, whatever. And it's also going to increase the grow. They're going to grow
faster.
It's already been proven that they've grown like 4 times faster than when they lay in the drum like that.
Flow of water is the key to that, isn't
Moving
it?
them around and letting them bang into each other and.
At a small stage, but you gotta get the
Right.
right flow, and you gotta
Right.
have the right intakes, and it has to be in the right container. The
Has to be
container has
controlled.
something to,
Has to be controlled. So
Yeah.
we're working on that. We're gonna build a small prototype, throw a few in there and see what they do, and then if they do way better than that, we're gonna
scale it up.
scale it up.
You say right container, define a right container. I'm just asking that for myself.
The bottom looks like
The bottom has to be conical. It has to have a cone shape. On this system here, your water's coming up through the bottom. In ours, this new one is gonna have a water coming up through the bottom too, but it's gonna be very, very concentrated in a good jet. Because the oysters are gonna be, because of the conical shape, the oysters are gonna constantly be doing one of these.
So instead of being
Just
sedentary. The oysters are going to be suspended they're going to be floating around. You wouldn't think that they would feed when they're floating around all up there. It's like
But flow's the key to the growth of them, right? Isn't that what you said?
They do open up their little mouth, their little shells, just enough to get enough oil, even though they're getting stirred around like they're on a spaceship, you know. So
if they remain sedentary, it's also a proven fact that the poop from the ones above it settle into a spot and kill them.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's the density when they're so small. If you don't have enough flow and you don't keep the thing clean.
All right.
You know, this is
That's awesome. I mean,
it's really, when you get down to basics, and it's super.
Keeping them alive, keeping them clean, keeping them healthy, keeping them alive.
How to make how to make them common sense happy, you know, and it's
Right.
So that's our.
Which they said in Boston, don't overload it, don't over density, and don't overload them.
And this is critical why you've got to stay up and on top of it. And that's also part of our channel is for other oyster farmers that can't afford to go to the conference and they need to go to the conference. But hey, we're going to bring the conference to you or what we've learned from the conference to you if you're not out there as an oyster farmer and you can't go to the conference. Maybe next year we'll actually have some sort of a crew and we'll actually take some photos or whatnot. And, again, we're just getting going. We're just starting to learn the people and the players and the doers and whatnot. All right, enough of that. Next, logo time. Be careful, Fred. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm going to pick up a Model T.
All right.
Ah, cool. What year?
1922.
1922 Model T.
Folks, take a picture for us.
Yeah, take a picture.
Send it on over.
Have a good day, Fred.
With that ride, all right?
Oh yeah, I gotta watch out for the cops.
Don't say anything. The trailer's is expired. Living it on the edge, baby. It's safe and everything. It's just,
Yep, Freddie has left the building to go pick up a new Model
God
T.
bless Freddie. Oh my goodness.
A wealth of wisdom and knowledge.
Wealth of wisdom, but an angry bastard.
But he's not always angry though. He's not here. He's not always angry. He's funny. His sense of humor is hysterical. He's got dry humor. But anyway.
All right, enough of Fred.
Drum roll.
Logo.
Right over here.
Okay, I'm coming. The logo,
It's been months.
And months. A lot of guys out there in the oyster industry, they have these very classy looking cards, all right? Now, our card is classy, our logo is classy, but it's different. It's really different.
Before you show, can I have a say in it when you get done?
Yes, before I show it. It's like I said before, outside the box, yeah, it's outside the box. Is it simple? Yeah, it is simple. Sometimes simplicity is even better than all of the other details and whatnot. There are certain times, I'm just going to give you a big giant yellow M. Everybody knows what a big giant yellow M is. It's the Golden Arches. It's McDonald's, man. You can see that from miles away. And you know that that's the Golden Arches. Now, it's pretty obvious that we are selling oysters. Do we really need an oyster in our logo?
And I'll talk about that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think we need an oyster in our logo.
And can I add into that?
Because again, that's who we are. We're there. We're around it. You're not talking to me because I sell refrigerators. You're talking to me because I sell oysters.
And also, and I'm not getting on film, you can hear me from where I am. Also, for the past almost a year, we've been trying to play with the logo and trying to come up with the correct logo to have business cards, to have on sweatshirts, to have on polo shirts, jackets, hats, branding. Well,
We knew what the back was going to say.
We knew the back we've had the back design, with our previous Bike Made For You, we had one less car on the back. We've had the back of our Oyster sweatshirt done 6 months. It's just a matter of getting the front. Longer than that. Yeah, I remember I was talking about that. But let me just throw this out to you. What the process was, and I'm sorry to belabor it, is go online, if you have 20 minutes you want to kill, and Google Oyster, a picture. And let me tell you, it's crazy. And as you look at some, this is an adult channel. It looks kind of weird. Some of the oysters look a little like sensual or body parts. And, you know, I'm going to be honest as to why it's taken so long. Take a look at pictures of oysters and find, you know, Bart and I were talking. In fact, our designer was saying, you know, she agreed with me, like she sees it in the way I do. And it's like, it's not right. So we had,
Want to be a bearded oyster?
we had a, no. So anyway, we've been playing with it. Up at the Northeast Aquaculture Conference and Expo, we had a revelation
Revelation. All right.
and a direction to go in, and we've been playing with it since early mid-January at that NACE conference in Boston, and we're done. We're done. We've got our logo.
Well, all right. With that, and now again, before any locals start saying, "Oh man, we're going to the Bordy Barn," let me tell you about the Bordy Barn. The Bordy Barn is an organization, for those of you that don't know it, Helsinki, Finland, and all of the above. The Bordy Barn is a old-time, looks like a barn.
Horse barn.
It's
Yeah.
Horse barn, whatever. And it is a drinking establishment for college ages, and they draw them in there by the ton.
Huge marketing.
They sell more beer than Yankee Stadium sells in a season. And when I say a season, they're only open for about 40 hours for the whole year. 40 hours. It's only open on Sunday afternoon from 2 to
6
7 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's all done. It's only on the summertime and blah, 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 and it's done. 40 hours for the whole beeping year.
Cash only.
I forgot that. And it's cash only. And they sell more beer, and they got 41, and they got these stickers. And I'm not going to go any further, or that's it, but that's all I'm going to say about before anybody comes out, oh, the Bordy Barn. It's not the Bordy Barn.
And I have never been to the Bordy Barn because if you in that area when it lets out, the cops, what a field day with the drunks.
Oh,
But anyway,
it's not. But again, the Bordy Barn pays
it's the age.
dues.
Oh, they had more than.
They do a lot for the community, okay? Because they know that, you know, whatever. But you're happy. And there it is. Without further ado.
Oh, watch the back. You show the back.
Oh, another thing. We didn't necessarily want to put any kind of
Address. Right, we don't need
We
to.
don't need to. There it is.
You can
There
talk.
is the front of the card. Instagram, YouTube, Long Island, Hamptons, no address, New York.
And we have the name on there. Our company name is Happy Oyster Company, so we fill that niche. Then on the back, drum roll, please.
Dun 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 dun.
Boom. Tell me that won't get people talking, having that in the back of our sweatshirt. And we are going to be doing sweatshirts and T-shirts and hats.
So put your pre-orders in, okay? Back up. Put your pre-orders in. I'm serious about this.
It'll help us get it, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that'll be great.
Email us. You know how to get a hold of us. There it is. You just saw the business card. Let's see if it works. Hit up Tony Joe. Tony Joe will be happy to send you out an invoice or something. We'll figure it out. Small, medium, large. It's going to be a little bit of time, so please give us a little bit of.
I'm just sourcing best quality versus price options right now. So
Well, whatever. We'll be more in touch with it, but you know, hey, if we can get maybe a little pencil you down here, an extra large for this one, we're gonna we'll give it to you at cost to start with, only because you guys are subscribers. Maybe we'll even subsidize some shipping involved or whatever it takes. I want to get it out. I want to give it to you guys first because I love you guys. Because our show would not be half as much fun if it wasn't for you. I think about you guys often, and we are just having a blast. So I'm having fun sharing it with you guys, sharing our successes, sharing our failures, and again, I really appreciate it. If you could come over and there's Rhoda the Shop Cat. If you could come over and share it to any of your buddies or your friends, stay off of that keyboard there. Scoobies.
bye, Rhoda.
Scoobies likes to sit up there on his little door. What was I? Thanks for tuning in. Where are we at? Anything going on? We're at 25 on.
Any questions before we close?
Minus 15 for Ambrose. Good.
Yeah.
Woo! Hello. Yeah, I'm out of coffee too, brother. I need some coffee, Calvin.
Me too.
All right.
Any
You like
questions
it?
before we
Simple,
sign
nice,
off?
Elegant, simple. Johnny likes it. Johnny Beckus likes this logo. Thanks so much. Again, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week live, 10 a.m. New York time for the Happy Oyster. I am your host, Bart Berg. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we got Skipper T saying goodbye.
Bye, guys and gals. Thank you for joining us. We are about oysters. We're learning, and you're learning right along with us.
40 minutes. 40 minutes we were on. All right, enough of that.
Stay well, be safe, check
And-
on your neighbors in the cold weather,
And be
love
happy.
one another.
And be happy.
Everybody, be happy.
And eat me.